welcome to the next investigations. Now, starting with calling, right? Calling, as you see, is basically a term for a witch, right? Like an old crone type idea, or witch, right? Calling. So yeah, you see this name used. Will be the character calling in scum means witch. Here you see a javelin character, basically again a witchcraft, doing music. They always wearing the dark glasses. You can get one of their transits with. At the time of the Iraq War, we had Hex, who was in England. Right? Now notice the name is England. And this one was supposedly tortured. Caught torturing prisoners and all this, right? So it was like the English one, the white one, torturing the foreigner type idea. Right? This basically is the imagery that was released with that Iraq War thing. Right? Now, as you can see, that image is Baphomet. And Baphomet is basically Muhammad. Now, as we know, Tony Blair was Prime Minister at that time. And Tony Blair, the people always say that Tony Blair was the one who opened the borders up, right, for mass immigration coming to Britain. Basically, round about the time, 2004, the idea of it was Eastern Europeans coming in. Of course, later on, it ended up being people from basically Africa, Pakistan, the Third World, all that. Right? It was initially introduced as a type of European policy. Basically, the borders was opened, and of course, the rest, right? Which was always their aim anyway. But it was done under the type of idea of East European migrants idea. And what you ended up getting was the whole world, like. So you see, around about this period, right? 2004 was that, 2006, and the brought the movie This Is England. As you see there, right? ISIS, which was the day with Iraq War and all that stuff. Right? Is the river in Oxford and London and all that. Right? ISIS, Cambridge University, as well. Now, this was basically a demonisation of white people, right? And English culture and all that. Very much, about the same idea of the evilest thing in the world is racism and all this. There's a scene with the Pakistani shopkeeper and all that, right? So it's like, this was the brainwashing they were putting you under at that time, right? It was like demonised the white racist idea, right? It's this actor with Stephen Graham played the role of the the skinhead and all that, the evil skinhead. Right? this is the Lindy England one, right? And basically look how much this one looks the same as Stephen Graham with This Is England. Now again, both things was to demonise England, right? Like the idea of being English and white, right? So basically, I'm not saying it's the same person, like the same actor, right? I mean, it could be like, certainly look really similar and all that. I'm not sure what time that Stephen Graham one come about. It could be the same one, right? And if not, it's similar to Tommy Robinson one, you know, with the Sheikh Wazim Kempson, the Muslim type of one, right? But sure as hell looks like the Stephen Graham with the thing, right? But the objective of this was to demonise the white racism idea, right? Because this one was about the torture of a prisoner or something, right? There's a total possibility that it's the same actor, right? So it's even that name's even worse than I thought, because that's Die England, right? Want the death of England, right? So that's Witch. See that the spell, what's in this particular effort, right? July 9, 2007. See there, you know your sevens and your double 7 code and your usual type of things, 6 and 9, right? So this was pure spell to again demonise Anglo-Saxon race idea again, right? West Virginia. The West Virginia's featuring that Take Me Home Country Roads idea with John Denver, right? So it's again, it's like demonising the white man idea, right? Again, this stuff sort of lends itself to the the type of karma for British colonialism idea, what to put about now, in order to try and justify allowing immigrants in and all this. Notice how the middle name's Rana, Trons. So like I say, it definitely could be the Stephen Graham one, the same person, using the trans drugs, and they're becoming both characters, right? Obviously that Stephen Graham one is an actor, so they can obviously put on the accents and all that, right? But again, there was always the spectre of the mass immigration, like coming up after this, right? In the smoke screen of the Iraq War. Like this idea of mass murderer Tony Blair, war criminal, right? Now Tony Blair is a criminal, right? But he's not a criminal because of the mass murders in Iraq, right? Where there's not even any real evidence of any real death in Iraq, right? But he is a criminal because of the mass immigration policy where he allowed into Britain, right? That's why he's a criminal, right? So that again is part of a cover-up. As we know that these wars are basically fake, right? They're basically media spectacles, right? So hiding behind the idea of a, mass murder and war criminal. Right? And really, he's a criminal because of what he done to Britain and allowed the mass immigration policy. So basically the 5, right? Like obviously a pentagram. It's a witch and witch hex and spell again. Right? Again, see the double 7 code, right? In the release out movie. So in this basically talks about ISIS, right, the healing powers. It's talking about the regeneration powers, right, of trans medicine. So basically this is the same as the Baphomet, but in a female form. Yeah, obviously, you know, because it can shift between the forms, you know, that's like the magic. It can shift between the forms of male and female. When they have the wings, right, it means they to be able to fly, right? Obviously, like, you know, a real person can't fly, but it's the metaphor of being flying is basically the trans metaphor for being a transgender, right? Like, for example, you had Paul McCartney and wings and all that, doing exactly the same type pose as what I'll do. It's like, you know, the Alistair Crowley pose. See the type of horns coming out the head there. They were known as tablets, right? The tablets are pills, not stone tablets, right? They're testosterone and estrogen, like pills. Basically the picture with the horns symbolise the hormone pills, right? Because they let light into the brain or something like that. You know, and then their philosophy, right? Basically this thing there is like the hormone pill. It's like the sacred tablet. You know, take that, perform magic, and then transform into another gender. That's like the secret of magic. Of course, that's what all this was about. Queen Isis. They basically hide it behind nothing. They hide the magic thing behind that word. You see why they've started to take the calling heterosexual, right? Straight people, as they call it, sissy boy syndrome and the development of homosexuality. So by calling the normal ones cis, it's basically reversing the type of, you know, the polarities, right? Again, there's the white idea, right? And this again was about magic and supernatural and all that, sissy spacek.